So this is a really cool little bass that I just picked up recently. This is a 1986 Paul Reed Smith bass. Now, these things are not that common. Paul Reed Smith is obviously much better known as being a guitar maker and manufacturer. He's one of the most important guitar builders of the last 50 years. Not so well known for making basses. But when I saw this thing come up for sale, I had a hunch that it was going to be really good, and it is. It's a really well designed bass. Plays really well as well. It's got 3 pickups on it, which is quite rare for a bass. Even these days, there's not that many basses made with 3 pickups. But I think that this is a brilliant piece of bass design. Now, as you can see, if you know your Paul Reed Smith guitars, the body shape looks quite familiar. This is an S2, so this is an American-made PRS S2. You can see the body shape is more or less the same, and not just the shape is the same, but the actual size of the body is the same. He's kept the kind of guitar-sized body on the bass, so it's a really compact bass. You can see he's using all of the space on the body. So it's a full-scale bass. It's not short-scale. It's 34 inches, the same as a Fender Precision. But the compact kind of design means that it's a couple of inches shorter than a Fender Precision. I've got a Fender Precision here. I can put them next to each other for you. So you can see that you've got a good couple of extra inches in length on the Fender Precision. Now, it's not just a kind of size thing. It's not just about kind of compactness of transporting it or fitting it in a smaller case. The shorter length also helps with the balance, I think. It's not particularly light. I'm guessing it's made of mahogany and a rosewood fretboard. But yeah, the lightness doesn't matter so much. To me, it's more about the balance, and it balances extremely well. Now, it's an active bass. You can see it's got 2 active controls down here. And then these 2 controls, which look like a volume and a tone. This is actually not a tone. It's actually a pickup selector switch in disguise. It's a 5-way pickup selector switch. It's taken me a while to kind of, get to grips with how all the switching works and where everything goes. But I think I've got it now. And yeah, let me talk you through everything. So it's got this switch on it, which is an active-passive switch. So you can either turn on the active controls by putting the switch in the down position, or you can turn them off and just play it passive like this. So let me start off by going through the different pickup positions in passive mode. So first things first, you've got 3 pickups on it. So let's start with the middle position, because the middle pickup is the one that you wouldn't normally get on a bass. A 2-pickup bass will have obviously a bridge pickup and a neck pickup, so the one in the middle is the extra one, if you like. So let's listen to what just that pickup sounds like on its own, played passive. And if we compare that then to the bridge, the neck pickup even, sounds like this. And then the back pickup. So 3 very, very distinct sounds that you get from the different pickups there. Now the other 2 positions on that 5-way selector are hum cancelling positions. So it's kind of like you have 3 single coil pickups and 2 humbuckers all on one bass. So let's have a listen to the 2 hum cancelling positions. So this one is made of the bridge pickup and the neck pickup together. And then the other hum cancelling position, which is made up of these 2 pickups together. And yeah, so that's all of those tones are just purely from changing the pickups around in passive mode. So there's no preamp being used there or anything like that. So if you switch this switch down, suddenly it kicks in this preamp. Now this preamp is a little different from most of the active basses that I play. Now normally active basses that are made today, they will have a bass and a treble control, which is what this has got. That's what these 2 things are here. But normally what they have is a notch in the middle. So when you have the controls notched, then it means that you're effectively not boosting or cutting anything, and the bass will sound pretty much as it would sound in passive. But in this case, there's no notch here. even with both controls turned fully anti-clockwise, the preamp really puts its own character on the sound, and it also gives it a significant volume boost as well, so you've got to be careful how you use it. But let me just give you some comparisons here. So if I go back onto this middle pickup here and play you passive first, and then I'll switch the active on with the controls rolled off, and you'll hear there's a distinct change in the sound, and then I'll start to boost the controls to show you what you can do. So this is just the middle pickup on its own, played passive. Now switching on the active. Now let's try and boost some bass. And some treble as well. Now let's see if we can find a good slap bass tone like this. So you see, once the active circuitry kicks in, you can really start to mess around with your tone a lot. So if you consider that you've got those 5 different pickup positions, plus everything that you can do with the active stuff, there's really a lot of different sounds that you can make out of this bass. I think this thing is really good, really well designed, really playable as well. Now, I had a feeling it would be good because I've played PRS guitars before and I've never played a bad one. They're always really playable, really good, and this thing is as well. You know, the design of it clearly didn't catch on in the 80s because they're not making basses like this anymore, but I can't see any good reason why it didn't catch on, to be honest, apart from just the fact that everybody seems to love their Fender Precisions and their Fender Jazz basses, and they're not really interested in looking for something that's a little bit different. But this is a little bit different. And I'm not a guitar collector. I didn't buy this thing to hang it on the wall or because it's a piece of musical history. I bought this thing because I had a hunch it was going to be a really good and interesting bass and have a different character to anything else that I play. And it does, and I'm very happy with it.